Oh no, it's about that time, isn't it? Isn't it about that time? I say AV Pet Services asks, remember me? Oh, hello on Instagram, everybody. And over on Facebook, I'm seeing people already tuning in. My dear friend Dell and my dear friend Tom on Facebook. Howdy, howdy, everybody. It is just about time to start the Dustin Curry Quarantine Show. The quarantine show, you know? We're all here under such strange conditions right now, and we're all trying to make the best of it, which is exactly what I'm trying to do here. I don't know about you, but here we are, my second live stream, but my first one under this brand. We're going to try something new. I'm going to try to do this hour-long quarantine show for all of you watching. Hi, Saida, watching on Instagram. I've got people on Facebook and YouTube. And I believe that Look at that. We're all running on 3 different services at once. Look at modern technology. Now, this whole thing just hangs on the edge of a knife, because who knows that this technology isn't going to quit in the middle of the show. Who knows that, last week Instagram not even last week, 2 weeks ago, I didn't have the courage to do this last week. A week ago, or 2 weeks ago, we had, I was broadcasting on Instagram, and I was broadcasting through my my webcam on Facebook, and Facebook was running wonderfully, but not a lot of conversation was happening. Hi, Saida. Not all of a lot of the conversation was coming from over here on Instagram. So, of course, I didn't realize that I had plugged in my phone to the cord, but I hadn't plugged my cord into the wall, which meant that slowly over the course of an hour, my video was just dying. My phone was dying over here. I was like, what is going on with my live stream? This is where all the people are at. Hi. So it died in the middle of my gummy bear review 2 weeks ago. But don't worry, we're staying on strong. We're gonna try to get this thing worked out. Today I am here to do an Ask Me Anything, a Q&A with my Ouija board. This is an actual, honest-to-God, original Ouija board made by William Fuld, who's the original creator of the Ouija board. And then I think the Parker brothers are the ones who really made it famous in the 20th century. But we can get into that history later. Right now, I'm just here to talk to some of my friends and fans and fabulous family and neighbors everywhere, all across the world, literally across the world. As awful as this pandemic has been for all of us, no matter if you've been sick or know someone who's sick or just keeping up with the world, this has been a really awful time for us. But I feel like this quarantine has been something of a blessing in disguise, in that we all get to, even though we're totally distant from each other, we get to connect with each other in this great way here on the internet. So again, let's see if we can make this whole thing happen. Look at all of these fabulous people joining in to watch all over the world, all over the U.S. So we're going to get started here in a sec. I'd like to just maybe start by talking to my friends here. I think this quarantine show, we're going to start figuring things out. We're going to figure out what this show is, what it do, if you will. But what I'd like to start out by doing a little segment. Wouldn't that be nice if we had a little segment for this show, a segmented talk show, if you will? I'd like to talk to you about things that you miss during quarantine. I can give you some of my ideas. I can tell you honestly right now, by God, I miss the Chili's Cajun chicken pasta. Now listen, that's nothing new, because I live in beautiful, sunny Blue Lake, California, which is about 6 hours from Portland and 5.5 hours north of San Francisco. So we don't have any Chili's around here anyway. But oh my gosh, I could use a Cajun chicken pasta right about now. So that's something that I'm missing. Another thing I'm missing that has gone away in the quarantine is, of course, professional wrestling performed live on TV with actual fans watching. That's something that I miss. If you haven't watched any professional wrestling lately, it's just a whole bunch of oiled up, muscular, muscle-strapped men fighting each other in front of empty arenas. And that's all well and good, because we all love watching people fight. It's delightful. But the sad thing is that because there's not, fans chanting and all of that, it just turns out that it's a whole bunch of oily men grunting at each other. And it's so hard to, indulge in my own guilty pleasure of professional wrestling alone if I shut the door and my roommates can sit outside my door and listen to this sound, which is... It doesn't sound like a professional wrestling match. It sounds more like all the other things that I'm doing alone in my room when my roommates are hanging out outside my door. So unfortunately, that's a drawback from the quarantine. But the good news is that hopefully we can overcome that. Maybe we can make professional wrestling great again someday. Someday soon. Let's not even invoke that phrase. Let's not even invoke that phrase. Wrestling's already great. America's already great. Right now, I'd like to take things over to my Ouija board. If you'd like to start sending in questions for my Ouija board, that would be great. My friend and roommate and platonic performance partner, Nate, is adjusting our camera right now, and while that's happening, I'm going to transition. Look at this! Look, see, you guys watching over here on Instagram don't get to see this, but if you were watching on YouTube or Facebook, the idea is that I hope this is working. Actually, yes, it is. It looks like it is. God, the miracle of technology, y'all. Is that I just threw in a nice little transition for all of you guys watching at home. It's really great. I'm sorry that you're just getting to enjoy me enjoying myself. I hope that this is all translating over there for all of you watching at home. And I think we've got our Ouija board set up right now, so I'm going to go ahead and transition over to that as well. Look at all of you fabulous people watching at home on Facebook, and you can see our Ouija board right now, I believe. There it is. Look at that. Live stream. Oh, it's such a miracle. Isn't this just the most insane circumstance that that everybody's having to learn this? I was watching a live stream yesterday from my friend back home in Russellville. His name's some guy named Rob McCormick. He is a musician, a singer-songwriter, and I really enjoy his work, and so I was watching that, and we're all just trying to beat the curve here and understand this technology that we're all sort of bound by as we're staying at home. So let's get started. What sort of questions do we have for our Ouija board here? Feel free to chime in, send in some questions, and I'm going to start asking these. I'd like to as well introduce my dear friend Nate Fitzsimmons, Nate the Magician. Come on in, Nate. Nate is joining up over here on the side. You guys on Instagram won't be able to see it, but here, Nate, if you'd like to lean in and wave or do... Well, see, you guys over here, it's not even missing the magic. It's all over here. So, feel free to ask my Ouija board anything. I'm saying Officer Sausage is already chiming in over here. I have no idea who Officer Sausage is on YouTube, but I'm really excited to ask your question live for our Ouija board. Here we go. Let's just get started. This is a classic Ouija board, as I said. This is a Parker Brothers William Fuld Ouija board. It's made of wood. I'm actually a Ouija board collector, as a matter of fact, which is sort of a weird thing to say. I own about 5 or 6 of these between living here in California and my storage at my family home in Arkansas. But I collect a lot of these. I collect a lot of these original ones, but I also, every time I see one at a store, like a Halloween store or something, I have to get like a knockoff one as well, because it's just fun. It's just fun. I don't necessarily believe in all of the ghosty ghost stuff that we talk about when we talk about these Ouija boards. I believe that this is exactly what it says it is. Here, if you look on Instagram, you can see right there, William Fuld. It's a, what is it on here? It says message indicator. It says it on the board here is Miracle Oracle, Mystifying Oracle. I'm making this where the entire world can see it. Learning curve, Mystifying Oracle, which to me suggests that this guy's original intention would have been something like the like a crystal ball or palmistry. You know, it's more about telling your future as opposed to, you know, contacting the dead or contacting demons as we've seen in popular horror movies, but I'm totally excited if we do get to talk to somebody who is beyond the grave, if you will. So I'm totally open to that if there's anybody here. Just a little bit about this building, just in case we do tap into any of that, is that this building, I live in Blue Lake, California. This part of California was really popular. Well, I mean, honestly, America was populated long before settlers came here and populated it. But as far as modern populations are concerned, or post Gold Rush, that's when this all started to develop in a different way. Is in the 1840s, 1850s, and this particular building was built, I believe, Nate, in 1881. Sounds about correct? 1881. So if there are spirits to be had, this feels like this would be the building to have the spirits.
Which does, in fact, predate the Ouija board.
Which does, in fact, predate the Ouija board. The Ouija board was created...
1890s?
1890s. I think 1893, as a matter of fact. Dell, if you are still watching on Facebook, Dell McLean was my director of theater and a great mentor in southeastern Oklahoma, and he knows that I did a show, a one-person show called Mr. Gremory's Cabinet of Curiosities, which was all about spirit theater and a spook show and that sort of thing. So we did a lot of research into this exact sort of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get started with this. Nate's going to help me out because, as you can see, this Ouija board thing, I'm going to even tilt Instagram down a little bit. There we go. These Ouija boards, they don't work with just one person, I'm afraid. So we need to ask questions, and we need at least 2 users on it. So that's what I'm going to be doing here with my dear friend Nate. We're just going to go ahead and start the Ouija board off. I don't really subscribe to a lot of ritual about this. I know that there are some people who really have a very specific ritual. You know, there should be pillows around the thing, or it should be kept in a certain way. In order to keep this thing from sliding around, we've put a cutting board pad on it. Which is just going to help as much as we can. And we're already getting a whole bunch of great questions in on YouTube and Facebook, so that's what we're going to do. Looks like we're doing good on Facebook and YouTube, so I'm going to just get us started. Nate, would you like to join me? We're just going to start with 3 circles around the board. This is us moving the board to get it started up. Now, we're just lightly keeping our fingers on the Ouija board, and we're going to just ask, is there anyone here to speak to us? Well, it's run off the board, but it says yes. So we're going to put things back over to here. Now, let's start with the first question that I see here on YouTube is coming from our dear friend Officer Sausage, who says, is it true that if you don't use it, you lose it? Our dear friend in the Ouija board, is it true that if you don't use it, you lose it? D. We just moved to a D. D, 8. F. Maybe. And goodbye. D8, F. Datif. Datif.
Datif.
Wait, hold on.
Date F?
Date F. Hold on. Date F.
Date F. Well, first we remove this.
We're going to move that off of there.
We don't want any spirits escaping.
Nate is actually a little bit into the ritual of the thing. So I'm going to follow.
I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little stitious.
Just a itsy bit stitious. Just a itsy bit stitious. Yeah, that's interesting. Date F, but deaf. Is it true that if you don't use it, you lose it? Deaf. Definitely. If you don't use it, you lose it. Definitely.
The spirits have spoken.
It's the spirits have spoken. There's nothing more to be said other than if you don't use it, you don't use it, you lose it. Definitely. There it is. I mean, what can you say? I mean, that's it. So I'd call that a success, Nate.
Maybe if we try using it this way, so that then it won't slide off if it goes yes or no.
Yeah. Yes. See. Look at us, keeping on top of these things. My dear friend Nate, everyone, Nate the magician. So here we go. We're gonna try this another one again, if you will. Let's see. We're going to jump over to Facebook for a question, I think. The only question on Facebook. What
are we using as our switcher from camera to camera?
I know. Of course, Dell wants to know exactly what we're using.
We have to answer using the Ouija board, Dustin. The spirits must know.
Well, I don't know if the spirits know, but I can certainly tell you.
We'll see if the spirits can guess.
We'll see if the spirits can guess. Let's take a look. All right, here. What software, dear spirit, what software are we using as our switcher for this live feed? What I'm excited to know if they know. Yes, we're going in a circle first, and let's just take a look if it. What? O B Z. That's weird. Okay, so we should say goodbye. I'm going to comment on this. Goodbye, and Nate's going to take that off. So the actual answer to your question, Dell, is that I'm using OBS, which is a sort of the baseline software for live streams and switching, and I don't know. I'm still learning about it, and it could die any moment from now. But that's what I'm using. The Ouija board actually went to O and B. Like without my my fingers weren't on it at all, which was really weird. I mean, I was just lightly touching it. So if you believe in the superstition of it, it's really weird because I was literally about to tell you OBS, and then the spirit just did it. But if you subscribe to the fact that this is your subconscious and this is a psychological thing, then maybe that's the issue that we're having there.
And the Z is explained by spirits having dyslexia.
Yeah, or that, the old way of spelling and of using an S was using a Z back in old California times. They didn't have the S in the Californian language, and so they used Z.
Or much in public schooling.
Public schooling just was not great back when this ghost was in school, I'm afraid. So, let's take another question. My mom wants to know if there will be an intermission for this, and I can tell you, no. We're gonna just we're gonna pile through this, and hopefully it's not gonna be too terribly long. I'm just gonna come in here and do some stuff. How much would a wood? Oh, no. Do the undead have to worry about ghost viruses? Do the undead have to worry about ghost viruses? I think that's a great thing to ask. So let's take a look. Dear friend, dear Ouija board friend, do ghosts have to worry about ghost viruses? We're going to go in 3 circles. Do ghosts have to worry about ghost viruses? The Ouija board says no. Ghosts don't have to. Ghosts have got 99 questions. Oh yes, we should go to goodbye. That was really, again, the ritual of it. I suppose that if there is any sense of this stuff coming back to literally haunt me, chances are it's going to be because I took my hands off of it before it said goodbye. Because apparently that's a big no-no in Ouija board culture. No, ghosts don't have to worry about viruses. Ghosts got 99 problems, but a virus ain't one. Let's take another question for our dear esteemed friend here. What archetype fits you best and why? That comes from our dear friend Logan. Logan has attended school here with me at Del Arte International, so I'm assuming that question also has to do with like a commedia archetype sort of situation. So what sort of character or archetype will do you associate you with yourself, dear Ouija board friend? We haven't even asked this Ouija board friend some of the basic questions like, are you a he, she, them? None of these. Are you a, what's your name, Ouija board person? We haven't asked that at all. So we can ask that. Let's ask that first. Let's get that, and then we'll jump into Logan's. Let's be polite, and then we'll get into Logan's question. So we're going to go ahead and press the Ouija board, and we're going to spin 3 times. Dear Ouija board friend, are you still here with us? Yes. Dear Ouija board friend, are you a ghost? Ouija board friend says yes. Do you live here in Blue Lake, California?
Well, that's very corporeal.
Yes, you're right.
Insensitive because they're ghosts. So you're saying, are they alive?
You're right. That really is sort of a thing.
Sure.
I should probably switch over here to. There's a learning curve, everyone. And I just again took my fingers off of the thing, so
it's fine. I'm holding it down.
Thank you. Do you reside? Do you haunt?
Reside is.
Do you reside? How about this, dear Ouija board friend? When you were living, did you live here in Blue Lake? Oh, T A X B S. Goodbye. Tax BS.
Taxation is theft.
Tax BS. I would. I mean, without making it too political. I understand. So
either that or like that was an answer to why do they live here? Yes.
Yeah. I said. When you were alive, did you live here in Blue Lake? And they said tax BS.
Huh.
Tax BS. I don't know what that means.
What would it mean?
Could it possibly mean that this is all entirely BS and we're all just playing around with a board game? I don't believe it. I think that maybe this person had something to say about taxes being BS. And maybe that's just what they were trying to tell us.
Yeah, how would that impact their living here?
Well, they don't live here.
Or yes, how it them living. I said that
when they
lived
here. I don't know.
Yeah, like was it that they used to live here and then they were taxed to death?
Maybe they were taxed to death.
Yeah.
To death, y'all. Who knows? But I think we should jump into some more of these questions.
Archetype.
Let's ask what their preferred
what archetype
archetype you associate yourself with, or if there's a character, or talk to me about your personality. So let's start this guy up with this person, this entity up with three circles here on the Ouija board. Dear Ouija board friend, if you could associate with an archetype or a character, either in theater or in whatever you want it to be, what would you associate yourself with?
Are we in the proper filming thing?
Oh, you're not. Hold on. Oh, look at that. Look. See, Nate caught it. Dear Ouija board friend, what
Same
archetype?
question.
Yes, same question. Go. And we'll just see where it takes us. K. O. W. A. Z. A. So apparently our Ouija board ghost friend speaks gibberish. Kawaza. I just don't even know what that could possibly.
It's like cow, but Aza.
Yeah, I don't know.
What would a Kawaza archetype be? Is the real question.
I don't know.
Is it a archetype which is kind of like a cow? Is it a archetype that's a little like a coward?
Because I thought that it was going to spell out coward or something, because I'm totally ready to have like a fight with a ghost here. You know, if it says a coward, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm a coward. Well, what do you want me to be? You want me to come through this Ouija board and like, you know, give you some serious like ghost karate? With karate, I'll kick your ass. It's a Tenacious D song. No, I don't know. I don't know what that means. So we can just perhaps check this off as an outlier in our thing.
Yeah.
The connection, you know, the connection between the living and the dead is...
It's like Zoom.
It's a little bit like Zoom. Right now, what's going on is we're trying to have a Zoom meeting with our friend beyond the grave, and this particular person or thing or entity is... we're trying to talk, and then they're going, oh, sorry, you go first. Oh, sorry, you go first. Oh, no, you go first. That's what that was. We're just going to count it as an outlier, and we're going to push it on and see what else there is. So the next question, I'm looking on YouTube.
Did you have a choice to remain here? And if
yeah.
so, did you choose to stay?
That's a great question. From our dear friend on YouTube, K7 Letha. Letha. I don't know what that means. I don't know. That's a great...
Maybe that was also from a Ouija board.
I think that you found that username from a Ouija board. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get back onto our thing. I'm going to go ahead and move us over to the Ouija board over here. Hello, and thank you all on Instagram for continuing to watch, even though the thing is, you know, this switcher that I've got, it only works for Facebook and YouTube. Unfortunately, Instagram gets the shit end of the deal, but
let's try to make this.
Look at that! There we go.
Cover a bit more.
Excellent. So everybody else watching at home, we're going to try this over here on the Ouija board now. So the next question, we'll go ahead and start with 3 circles to open this bad boy up. And the next question is, dear Ouija board friend. Well, let's ask this: dear Ouija board friend, do you have a name? Ouija board says yes. Yes, you have a name. Ouija board friend, what is your name? C. A. R. M E N. Carmen. Okay. Carmen. All right. So
maybe ask Carmen a question.
Carmen, I do have a question for you. Carmen, did you choose to stick around on this plane of existence, or did you, or are you stranded here for eternity? I guess the best. Yes, yeah, that is actually that's a great way to answer that question because it's absolutely not a yes or no question. Let me rephrase that as a yes or no question. All right, we're gonna move this back to center. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna use that to just adjust. Dear Carmen, did you choose to remain here as a ghost? We seem to be having some technical issues. Carmen, did you choose to be here as a ghost?
Board's not working.
The board's not working.
We have a tool for this.
We do have a tool for this. We're going to go to goodbye. Nate's practicing proper Ouija board etiquette. So we've got actually a great way to deal with this is the beautiful magic 8-ball. When a Ouija board can't work, you can always use the magical 8-ball to determine the answer to this question. My dear friend Carmen, did you choose to be here on this plane of existence? Did you choose to be a ghost? Yes or no? Here we go. Let's find out. And the answer is, my sources say no. My sources say no. So perhaps our dear friend Carmen, the ghost, did not choose to be a ghost.
Maybe that's why Carmen was not answering, because it's like a traumatic experience.
It is a traumatic experience,
and we're asking Carmen to answer this in front of all these people.
Indeed. It's really just a
kind of rude on us.
It is perhaps, but I have no response. Other than to say that's what you get for sticking around here. You gotta do your thing and get out.
Thanks for being on the show, Carmen.
If you don't mind, Carmen, wherever you are,
or anyone else,
thank you all for watching. By the way, I do have some more questions that we need to get to for my dear friend Carmen, and I am seeing some great questions here on Facebook that we're going to jump over to as well. Let's take a look, though. I should probably start by talking to you, though. I should talk to you about tipping, which is a segment of this, unfortunately. As you all know, this is...
So bad.
Say what?
I'm singing that song from Mary Poppins.
Oh, Tuppence. What is it?
Feed the birds.
Feed the birds. Hopefully nobody completely leaves. I know, girl doesn't want to talk about it. Tucker, I know. So here's the deal. So I hope you're enjoying the show. We're trying new things out every weekend with this, with the Dustin Curry Quarantine Show. If you are enjoying it, I will encourage you to please go ahead and feel free to leave a donation on PayPal or Venmo. That's always an option. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to...
All donations will go into offerings to appease the spirits that we have just summoned and that might kill Dustin if you do not give us money.
It's really true. Like, really, this might just be the gold that we have to repay the Curse of the Black Pearl. If I really like open up a like Tutankhamun's crypt or something with this, if this really, as a matter of fact, I had trouble last night going to sleep because I was like, oh shit, what if I've really like really sort of screwed around with something?
It's going to be one of those Ghostbusters situations where one night you're just going to wake up and then there's going to be a ghost. The ghost Carmen is going to walk in, is just going to float into your room and be like, you know what you did.
Well, at the very least, I can count on the fact that my personal ghost has a sexy name like Carmen. What a great name that is. Like, what a great showbiz name as well.
Yeah.
My ghost is a showbiz ghost, damn it.
Of course, then there's also the deal that you have to compete with Escamillo, but...
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So, Escamillo, yes. Now we're dropping opera puns here, everyone. Thank you for... It's really just the NPR of awkward...
the NPR of awkward ghost references.
Of awkward ghost references, the NPR of awkward comedy live specials, talking to a Ouija board. So, where else can you get opera jokes in your live Ouija board thing? So, if you enjoy this show, I really hope that you'll take a moment to just show your love through a small tip, because Nate and I, unfortunately, are not getting to go out and street perform right now, which is a shame, but it's also what needs to happen. It's what we need to do. We need to all stay in and take care of one another, not just myself, not just my dear friend and roommate Nate, but also take care of everyone else out in the world. So we're staying in, but unfortunately that also means that we can't go perform and earn all the gigs that we had planned to do this summer. So this is what we're doing instead, and we're having a great time doing it. So thank you all for tuning in, and we're going to continue doing it. So here's our next question. I'm going to jump over to Facebook. My next one is from Kale Clothier, I don't know, from Kale. What does your ghost living in your apartment think of your choice in decor? Oh, this is great, because right now I'm going through sort of this hippie chic look. You guys can't really see it. I could turn around the cameras and stuff. But
then you can see that we're actually on a soundstage.
Yeah, and you'd have to see my quarantine room as well, which is a shame, and it's just disgusting. It's just disgusting. So we're gonna not do that. But our dear friend on Facebook, Kale, has asked our friend Carmen. We know our Ouija board friend's name is Carmen.
Well, maybe it's someone else.
Or anyone else, Maybe somebody else came through. But we're going to go ahead and ask this person. We'll just say Ouija board friend. But just know that chances are I'm being haunted by a fabulous show business ghost named Carmen. So let's go ahead and ask this next question of Ouija board friend. We're going to start with 3 circles to get the Ouija board started up. And I am going to go ahead and ask, dear Ouija board friend, do you like my choice of decor?
Or what are your thoughts on said decor?
Yeah, let's not even make it a yes or no. Dear Ouija board friend, what are your thoughts on my choice of decor? It's between a C and a D, E, T, P, H, B, goodbye. So,
well, what is that? Like, maybe we have to decode it.
CD, so C-E...
Well, it could be D-E.
D-E-T-H.
D-E-T-H.
And then a B, right? Or something?
Well, yeah. There was a D-E-T-P-H B, and then it was goodbye. So so C or C-E, maybe.
of course, on my live show, I would be the one lucky enough to get a dyslexic ghost on my show. Who knew? Who knew? Alas, we're going to have to write that one off as well, I suppose. But we're going to keep asking questions.
Either that or they're saying that your style is not worth comment.
Or they're saying
the sick bird.
It could be. Maybe that's just how terrible my decor is. But as someone who takes a lot of pride in their decor, I can tell you. Oh, thank you, my dear friend Nate, keeping us alive through the medium of moisture. Thank you.
We don't want to join Carmen.
We don't want to join Carmen. So drink your water, everybody. Drink your water. So. Let's go ahead and ask another question. I'm going to jump over to YouTube. Okay, we're getting some great questions over here.
That's a really in-depth question.
Let's just read this one out. I'm reading this live. So, I hear commonly that ghosts are left behind without choice and are filled with extreme anger or love. Examples being poltergeists and guardian angels. Are there ghosts that are just neutral? More to the point, are there ghosts that never engage with the living? Let's find out.
And let's ask Carmen specifically, because maybe what happened was it was kind of like two people are talking at the same time on the phone, and you can't hear what.
Right. So, again, we just had some Zoom interference. With our friend. So we're going to go ahead and set this up.
That spectral Wi-Fi is a real humdinger.
Yes, absolutely. So here we go. Dear Ouija board friend,
Carmen,
let's ask this. Carmen, would you classify yourself as a good ghost? Oh, okay. Oh. No. Okay, so we got a manual no over here.
Maybe it's like a one of those things where like you're not quite. You're like no.
I also recognize, for those of you keeping track at home, that we didn't start this with three concentric circles or anything. Yeah. So who knows? This could be an entirely different ghost.
Yeah.
Who knows? Carmen, would you consider yourself an evil ghost? Z. D. Yeah, this R. K. Goodbye. Interesting. At this point, I just have to wonder, what the hell is going on?
Well, maybe it's some
kind of. Feel free to come into frame.
Maybe it's some kind of a thing. It's better if I'm a disembodied voice. People don't recognize if I.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but maybe it's like maybe our earlier putting the we've been doing it this way. Maybe if we do it this way.
Oh, so it's like we've been reading this thing through the mirror backwards.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe.
That's the issue. We've had the planchette turned around the wrong way, and now that's why
because the Ouija's like that and the Ouija's like that.
We've been doing it backwards.
Yeah.
That's obviously what's going on here.
Weird things.
Is that this Ouija board has been trying to tell us the truth, but we've had it backwards, so we just have to try this one more time.
Yeah.
And it could also be that we don't have it turned
properly.
It's not facing us; we're facing it to the camera.
We didn't do any smudge pops or anything before,
and we haven't smudged or anything. So who really knows? I do have some incense sticks though. If we need, they're Walmart brand, but
we've got some from Bali as well.
We can do some stuff. Yeah. Some of our friends bought some incense back from Bali.
So let's try this again.
Yeah. So I'm gonna jump back on and let's find a question.
Let's put it nice and gentle.
Dell wants to know of our friend how did this person die? Which might be a little bit close to the breast, if you will, a little bit personal question, but we're going to ask it anyway because, by God, I'm an entertainer and I deliver. So we're going to ask our dear friend Carmen how this person died, how this entity died. Ready? We're going to go with three circles.
3 circles.
1, 2, 3. Carmen, how did you die? C. U. T. S. Cuts. Carmen, you died by cuts. I've taken my hand off the Ouija board again so that we can transition over to this. Carmen, you said that you died by cuts. Do you mean like your throat was cut? Yes. Okay. So we're going to move the planchette back over here. So our friend Carmen died by having their throat cut. What an interesting thing. Let's ask this. Did you die prior to 1950? Carmen says yes. Carmen, did you die prior to 1900? Carmen says no. So Carmen died somewhere between 1900 and 1950 is what we're getting out of this. So how about we push this to goodbye? We're going to say goodbye. Thank you, Carmen. Thank you, Carmen. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and look for some other questions from everyone watching on YouTube and on Facebook. Let's see here. Let's take a look. All this newfangled technology, y'all. I don't have any new questions over there. I'm taking a look at all of our great friends.
We've got an old question.
What's this question?
Where it's the COVID-19 question.
Well, our friend said, please disregard that question.
Okay.
But, yeah, that is a question, though. Do the ghosts know when the pandemic's going to be over?
Let's ask.
Let's ask.
We might as well.
Absolutely.
And let's not ask if they know. Let's just ask when.
Right. Because they should know. They should just know. So, here we go. Back on the Ouija board, we're going to do 3 circles. 1, 2, 3. Carmen, when is the coronavirus pandemic going to be over? E, V, E, N, T, U, A. I think I know where this one's going. L, Y. Thank you, Carmen. Thank you. Well,
the spirits know all.
From the voice of reason, Carmen says, when will the coronavirus pandemic be over? Eventually. Eventually. So, you know me, the Dustin Curry Quarantine Show, bringing the good news to you. Live from sunny Blue Lake, California. Coronavirus is going to be over. Eventually. So, it looks like we maybe have time for one more question. If anybody would like to chime in with a question, I'm going to take a look at some of our different areas of watching here. Where has all of my stuff gone? Oh, there we go. I'm going to actually just wait for somebody to chime in with a question. Somebody watching, send me a question. Send me the big grand finale question for this one. Let's see what that question is going to be, y'all. Again, I'd like to remind everyone, if you're feeling like it, I'd encourage you all to just drop a nice little donation tip into my PayPal or Venmo if you're feeling like it, if you're enjoying the show.
There's no nation like donation.
There is no nation like donation.
And no city like generosity.
And no city like generosity. Yes, absolutely. Dell was just chastising me on Facebook for repeating everything that Nate says. But really, how can you not copy just somebody as wonderful and perfect as my dear friend Nate, my wonderful platonic performance partner and roommate and awful human being extraordinaire. So, sorry, Nate's trying to communicate something to me. What's up? Oh, never mind. Anyway, so just to remind you of that, and if you don't have the ability to donate, that's totally fine as well. I totally understand. But what I would ask is that if you don't mind taking the chance to follow me on social media. If you're watching, I assume that you're following me on at least one social media platform, either Instagram or on Facebook/YouTube. But there are all kinds of different ways to follow me. On Instagram, I am at the Dustin Curry. On Facebook, my like page is my professional like page. Facebook.com/the Dustin Curry, or just search Dustin Curry on Facebook. And then also on YouTube, you can subscribe to me by going to youtube.com/the Dustin Curry. I'm pretty much the Dustin Curry on everything. And just feel free to support in that way. And really support all of your artist friends in that way. Right now is the time to be liking and subscribing to everybody that you can that are artists in your world, because we're stuck inside so often, and for such a long time. Right now, what can you turn to other than artists? To watch videos like this, to look at great art. Otherwise, you're stuck looking at influencers and people who are on Instagram to post photos of their body or photos of their food or photos of anything else, and let's instead try to. I can see that.
Look at photos of ourselves doing things with Ouija.
Instead, look at photos and videos of me doing things like this nice little YouTube session that we're having.
Has anyone asked a question or? Oh, that.
My mother wants to know who's going to win the presidential election.
And Dell asks, "What's for supper?"
What's for supper?
And I'm pretty sure with a certain answer of one, we'll get the other.
Yeah, there's a part of me that says I don't want to breach that subject of who's going to, because either way, it's either going to be the ghost is going to say something that some of us don't want to hear, or it's going to say something that none of us want to hear.
Yeah, it could say meatloaf, and then all the spaghetti stands will be like, oh, why didn't the ghost say spaghetti? If the ghost says, like, we'll have Brussels sprouts, then suddenly everyone's going to be like, oh my gosh, Brussels sprouts.
Oh, you're going on the food thing. I thought you were talking about who's going to win the presidential election.
Oh!
Because in that case, I was like, you said who's going to win the presidential election, and then you said it could be meatloaf, and I was like, well, hell yes, it could be meatloaf.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
Can we have Meatloaf be the president?
Oh.
We've already had a celebrity president. Let's have Meatloaf. Meatloaf 2020! Woo! That's what I think it should be. Sorry if you guys are listening and this microphone is like catching all of this. I'm seeing it on my the little slider on my my audio pickup.
Is Meatloaf the right age now?
Of course Meatloaf is the right age. I mean, I don't know how old Meatloaf is. Somebody can probably look on Wikipedia right now and send us on a Facebook message.
Yeah.
But of course Meatloaf is old enough. Meatloaf was in Rocky Horror Picture Show. Now,
I just always assumed that Meatloaf is the same age at all times.
It could be. Meatloaf was in Rocky Horror Picture Show. Meatloaf was in Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny, which is not a great film, but Tenacious D is fantastic. And you should go watch it, even just because that one scene that Meatloaf is in is really fabulous. Ronnie James Dio is in that scene as well. Dio, from the band Dio. Jack Black. There's a lot of great people in that movie, despite it being such a not so great movie. But don't tell Jack Black or Kyle Gass. I told you that. So anyway, we're going to jump into our last question. I'm taking a look at Facebook.
Let's just we could ask something something basic but true.
Basic but true. Something.
What's the meaning?
Deep.
What's the meaning of life? Maybe.
Let's ask for our final question. Let's ask what the meaning of life is. Let me go ahead and just make sure that somebody hasn't jumped onto YouTube to ask a question as well. I don't want to miss out on anybody trying to ask questions, but technology is sort of a thing right now. I'm not seeing anything.
Like there's any new ones.
Nothing new. So we're going to ask our dear friend Carmen here for our last question. What is the meaning of life? So we're jumping over here to...
and it's... we were going with this way.
We seem to have more success when the planchette is turned this way as opposed to the other way. So we're just going to try it. And this poor, awful board thing under the thing is just not working because it's sliding around like this. Oh well, we're going to have to deal with it. So here we are, 2 fingers on the planchette. Just lightly, here we go.
And may I ask?
Go ahead. Yes, you go ahead. So we're going to do is concentric the right word?
Three circles.
3 circles, yes. Here we go.
Right. Carmen.
1.
What is the meaning to life, the universe, and everything?
Oh, hold on, please. Yes, and of course I've completely lost this. For some reason, Instagram has...
One moment, Carmen.
...decided to crap out on us. But that's okay, because we can deal with technical difficulties. So I'm going to hit that. Sorry, y'all. I'm just going to get this out of here.
I think it's because we've hit the hour mark. So it's...
Yeah, this is unfortunately the reality that we get to deal with right here is dealing with that sort of thing. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and continue this thing right here on YouTube and Facebook, and we're going to wrap it up right now, even though, unfortunately, Instagram won't get to see this last question. Maybe they'll come over here and check it out over here. So, let's take a look at our Ouija board, and 3 circles. 1, 2, 3.
Carmen, what is the meaning of life, the universe, and everything?
4, 2. Did you do that? I don't know what you... Carmen says that the meaning of life is 42, which I assume means that Carmen has read their Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Alas, that's the note that we get to end on, is the meaning of life is 42. Douglas Adams would be proud, I believe.
Yeah.
I think that Douglas Adams would approve of that.
Maybe we even contacted Douglas Adams. Who knows?
Maybe we contacted Douglas Adams here on our fantastic Mystifying Oracle Ouija board. So that has been our live Q&A with my dear friend Carmen, the show business ghost, here at in sunny Blue Lake, California. I would like to thank you all for being here. We're going to try to do this show pretty regularly, I think. I'd like to try to do this weekly, maybe bi-weekly, maybe monthly if I get tired of it, but I don't think so. I think I'm going to enjoy it. I enjoy your company, and so we'll do something different next week, and we'll just keep it up. So if you enjoyed this show, please feel free to show your support by donating on PayPal. It's paypal.me/TheDustinCurry, or on Venmo, it's @TheDustinCurry. Feel free to donate, and I hope that you'll tune in next time. I really enjoy talking to you, and I will see you all very soon. Thank you all very much. Okay, I figured out the music. Sorry, all of you guys watching the title card going, oh, that's weird that it just went to the title card and then it was all the music wasn't playing. There it was, I figured it out. Ha ha ha. Look at me. Next week, the Dustin Curry Quarantine Show. Continuing. Live on Facebook, YouTube, and hopefully Instagram won't crap out on us at the last moment. Who knows?
Maybe it will. We've got to uphold tradition.
It is. It's a tradition. Thank you all for being here. You know, I love you more than my luggage. Talk to you later.